Okay. Got warmed up, working my way up to this weight. I might go heavier depending on how this set goes. Try to, hit a new PR or whatever. I've been trying to figure out what I want to do whenever I go on vacation, and because I know I want to use the camcorder to get like a kind of vintage summer vibe, summer vlog, but I don't know which like video quality setting I want to set it to, because there's like the highest setting and like the longer format kind of setting, like the economy version, so you can get more footage, which is LS, which I think is in 720p, and it's a lot sharper, but it is still 720p. But then there's SSW on there, which will get like the fully retro vibe, where it's really desaturated, really blurry, got the film grade and everything, but it's also in 480p, which I don't know if I want it to be so blurry where it's like too unwatchable, or if I just like set it to that for like certain moments and have it be a little bit more old school, or just have it LS the whole way through. I don't know. Let me know what you think I should do. But I'm going to start off with cable incline bench. I kind of favor this more than a dumbbell because I can really load up on this and not have to worry about losing the weight one way or another. And I can really push myself without having to worry about fucking wrenching my shoulder or something. Or, having to throw the weights down and making a big ruckus. Okay, hold on. Okay. I'm glad I had enough memory on the SD card to film that first set, because I forgot to clear off the SD card after I uploaded the last two videos. So there was like 2 minutes left of memory, or 2 minutes left of recording left on the SD card. I finished that first set, so we're in the clear now. This. Okay. Oh shit. I could never hope to actually do 100-pound dumbbells, but I can do it on these. So, not entirely sure about this angle, but we'll see how it turns out. Go. Okay. Okay. Drop set. Okay. 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 Oh, fuck. I think it's time for some flies. Oh, fuck. Okay. Since that was more upper chest focused, like it usually is, I'm not going to try and worry about. What the fuck? I'm not going to worry about getting kind of upper and mid. I'm going to try to focus on a little bit of decline. So I'm going to do these more bent over and really get a nice squeeze at the bottom. The weight is probably going to be a little bit lighter. One, because of the fucking set I just did, but two, because of doing decline. Okay. Okay. I didn't mention it earlier, but after drinking my pre-workout, I had a pretty good fucking meal right before the lift, and then I had my pre-workout right after that, so I felt like I had a fucking chest pump before I even got here. All right. Do we do shoulders and triceps today, or not? I'll do a little bit of triceps. Okay. Got some straight bar push downs. I didn't just jump into this weight either. I did a couple of feeler reps, building up in weight. Took a little break, and now we're ready to hit the set. Not exactly heavy for this first set. I'm gonna build up and weight a little bit after this, but we'll see how this one goes. Okay. I feel like I'm only getting, like, I can feel this tricep, but I feel like a lot more activation with this one. Alright, I tried hitting 130 and it just wasn't happening today. Like, I can get it down, but not with any type of form. So, I think I'm just going to have to accept the fact that I'm going to have to wait till we get to another bulk state to actually push past the 120, 130 range. Yeah. That kind of sucks, but I don't know. Fuck. I feel nothing but this fucking arm. Alright, that's enough. Alright, let's see what we're working with here. You guys may notice a little bit of difference here. I may have shaved down a little bit. Let me go get the ND filter. let's get out of here. One thing is very, very clear. I am in desperate need of a tan. That is for damn sure. If one thing was made certain from shaving down the hair on my torso, I didn't shave, I trimmed down, but it was that I needed a fucking tan. I didn't realize how fucking pale I was until I trimmed down the hair there. So that's gonna be one of my goals when I go on vacation, is to get a fucking tan, and not a tan like the one I did last summer, um, where I was wearing those tank tops all the time, and I got the fucking tank top tan line that fucked up all of my posing clips because the fucking parts that were tan were showing up a lot darker and like more defined looking than the pale parts. So like my arms would look fucking crazy and like part of my upper back, but then the rest of my back would look flat almost. And that's just because the tan wasn't, spread across the whole thing. So I'm gonna make it a concerted effort to be shirtless in the sun more often while I'm out there on vacation, and try to get a tan. Now, hopefully, by the time I go out there, which should be long enough time for it to start growing back in, so I can add a little bit of color to my skin, but like still have the definition showing from like the less hair. Because what having body hair does is it diffuses the light and the shadows and stuff, so there's less visible definition in like the muscles. At least that's the idea behind shaving your hair off. It's also the idea behind getting a tan, is that the tan fucking shows up darker in the shadows, like in between the separation of the muscles, so it looks more defined. And I'm just pale as can be, so that's an issue. Yeah, I'm not exactly regretting shaving down because I can see the striations in my chest a lot better, especially where they tie in. I don't really have the striations. I'm not lean enough to see them in like the hole in my chest, and neither are they as developed enough to do that. But if there was ever a time for them to be shown, it'd be right now. So back to the earlier talk about the camcorder and the vlog for my vacation. Should I just go ahead and do the full retro SSW setting where it's like 480p and it's got the nice phone grain and it's a little bit more blurry, or should I go for where it's still kind of nostalgic but it's a clearer image and better viewing experience with the LS? Like, because I'm kind of torn between getting the vibe and the aesthetic versus just having something to carry around and capture moments that wouldn't normally be captured if I was only using the full like 4K camera. Because that's the idea with this camcorder, is I can just whip it out and hit record real quick. I don't have to do any setup or anything. With the added bonus of it having that kind of vibe to it with it being an older camera. I just don't know if I can make it look like, if I want to make it like look super old or just kind of old, if that makes sense. I don't know. I might just swap between the two like video qualities for certain moments, I guess. I'm pretty sure SSW is a 16:9 format. I don't think it's the old square format. I think that's just the SE or the SW or whatever, SS and SE version or video quality setting. I can't remember. You guys probably don't even know what I'm talking about. All right, so this thing right here. There we go. So this is the camcorder that I've been using whenever I do those older shots, and it's Everio, whatever. So you open this up, turns on immediately, and you just push that little button right there. Let's see, where's the menu at? So I did look it up. The LS here is the highest video quality setting. I don't know if you guys can read that. Oh, there it goes. And it goes down all the way down to SE here. So I just like messing with it earlier, I could see the difference when I swapped between the two. The only problem with this thing is that it doesn't have a very long battery life, like at all. Like, and that's the only limiting factor with this thing is not the SD card, because I can use the same SD card that I use in that camera in here. It's the battery life, which I don't know how I could adjust it to make it more kind of long lasting, if that's a thing you can do. Hi. This is the SSW setting. But as long as I just do quick little clips here and there, I should be able to conserve the battery. And like in between like long periods of just having it not being used, I can charge it up relatively quickly, like in the grand scheme of things. Alright, so that was SSW. Some bitch. I keep hitting the wrong fucking buttons. I wish this thing was touchscreen, it'd be so much easier. This one. And LS is the higher quality one. So this is LS. It might be hard to tell on the camera there, but focus. But this is definitely like a cut above the other setting, video quality. But see how easy that is? I can just go wait for a second for it to turn on and just hit record. And because it has all the like, it's kind of like shooting video with your phone where it has everything automated. I'm rediscovering point and shoot, I guess, is what you could say. It's just that this has a better kind of vibe than using my cell phone. And funny enough, even though my phone shoots in 4K, 4K 60, the footage on this at what would be 720 looks somehow sharper, if that makes sense. Like it looks cleaner. Maybe not sharper, just straight up definition wise, but it looks cleaner than on my phone. And I think that has something to do with my lens on my phone camera and the phone case that I got on there. It looks all fucked up because it's gotten dirty and shit. But I would rather use this than that. It's also just easier because I can pop the SD card out of there. But I'm thinking I'll probably end up just doing LS. I keep coming back to it and thinking about it more, and like saying, oh, do I want more old school or just do the easier, high quality version? But you guys don't care about this as much as the lift portion, so I'm gonna let you guys go. It's already pretty late because I was fucking around. So I gotta get to bed. Well, I don't have to get to bed, but I have to get inside. So, bye.